Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, I'm here today in front of my computer, and I'm going to start with the second week of June, what you can expect, what's going on in the sky, and especially what's happening with the moon as it transits from one sign and nakshatra to the next, and how all the planets are relative to the moon. This will give us a better understanding of what we can expect each day of the month. It's imperative. Now, before I get going, I want to remind everyone to check out my Galactic Planner. Go to galacticplanner.com, because what it does is pretty much what I'm doing here, except for it's taking into account your personal birth chart and how the planets will be affecting you on a more personal level. Now, the reason why I'm telling you about it right now is during this short time, we will be giving you a month free. So check it out. Don't delay, because we now are giving the very first month for free, and I think you're going to love it. So nothing lost by trying it out. And so remember, go to galacticplanner.com. All right, so let's get going and let's start talking about the second week in June. So I'm starting with June 8th. And June 8th, we have the moon in Gemini, and it will be in the nakshatra called Purnavasu. One of my favorite nakshatras, means return of the light. And in Gemini, this is a great day for communications, really getting your point across to people, understanding and talking to people. This is what this day is good for. And I want you to know that still we have the Saraswati Yoga of Venus with Mercury and Jupiter in the 12th house from the moon, which is a time to really process old information. And really, it's a time for healing anything that has bothered you in the past. And with these three benefics there, it will be quite easy to really see what you have to see, what's been holding you back, and you'll be able to let it go and move forward. This is a great day for this. And another thing is, I notice that Venus is going to be squaring Saturn. Venus is right there in a square, and so is pretty much the Sun squaring Saturn, all at 24 degrees, Taurus and Aquarius. So with this, there's a little bit of a blockage, I'd have to say, in the area of love. So when you're expressing yourself in communications, you might find it's more difficult to express your feelings of love. But no less, it's still a time that you must be able to express. If you can't do it verbally, write notes to people. This is the best way to overcome that obstacle of problems with self-expression, especially in the area of relationships and love. So looking at June 9th, that's where the moon is going to be in Cancer. And while the moon is in Cancer, it will be in the nakshatra Pusha, which is actually one of the most spiritual nakshatras. So this is a time to really look into your spirituality, your truths, what it is that's important to you. Now, the planets, the Saraswati Yoga, and the Saraswati Yoga is where the three benefics are together in the same sign, Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus. In Taurus, they're in the 11th house from the moon. So this represents, this is a great day for coming together with friends, associates, having meetings with other people. And if you're invited to any parties of any kind, don't pass it up. This would be a lot of fun, because all three benefics in the 11th house of groups and organizations, this will be some great get-togethers, a lot of fun, a lot of new openings. So use this day wisely. And also on the 9th, we have Mercury. Mercury will be in a sextile to Rahu. So this is another indication of togetherness with people and being able to communicate quite well. Now we're moving to June 10th. And the moon is still in Cancer, so we still have all these benefics in the 11th house from the moon, which it still represents. It's a great time for meetings, for get-togethers, calling up and connecting to old friends that you haven't heard from in a long time, and meeting new people. And very interesting people, I must say, with these benefics there. It's going to be fun. Now, the moon is going to be in the nakshatra called Aslesha. Aslesha can be very hypnotizing and mesmerizing. It's where your focus is very solid, and it's like you have a laser focus at this time. So it's a good time to focus in on the things that need your attention like a laser. This would be a good time to focus in on changing things that you thought you couldn't change before. And besides, Mars is 10th from the moon in Aries. If you've been looking to find a new position with work, apply for different applications, today's the best day to do so. So now I'm looking at June 11th, and the moon has gone into Leo today, and this is about midday, and it will be in the sign of Leo, but the nakshatra of Magha. Magha deals with heritage, and it is the kingly yoga. So this is a time that of pride and to feel strong about who you are. And a lot of people find that Magha deals with people that love to go back in time and look at their heritage. So you might find that maybe you're wondering about this at this time. But all three benefics are now in the 10th house from the moon. And I said before it was a good time to apply for a job, which Mars in the 10th absolutely is the day before this. But today it even becomes more opportunistic, where opportunities will really come through for you in the way that you're going to come into some kind of opportunity with work. You might find that you get a raise, you might find that you get a promotion, you might find that you get a new position. So go for it. This is the tops, the best day for anything dealing with your career, with your job, and expansion in this area. Absolutely go for it. And also, let's see, on the 11th, Mars is squaring Pluto. And this can be intense. I feel like this can have an effect on what's going on in the world. So look out if you see people in argument and fighting, something to do with protests or anything like that around the world. This will be one day that it's all hyped up a little bit more. So let us go to June 12th. Now, June 12th, we have the moon is in Leo. And later in the day, like around, let's say 4:30 Central Standard Time, the moon will move into the nakshatra, Purva Falguni. Now, it's still in Leo. And Purva Falguni is the nakshatra of creative expression. So you're going to find that people are more creative, express themselves better today, even though on the 12th, Mercury is in a square aspect to Saturn, but that's okay. I think everything else means that there can be some breakthroughs with self-expression. But I feel like it's more artistic with the moon being in Purva Falguni. So it's a day of artistic expression. It's a time to be creative with your work as well, because we have this wonderful, today is the day actually that the Saraswati broke because Venus entered into Gemini today. But we still have Jupiter and Mercury in the 10th house with the Sun in the 10th house from the Moon, representing that this is a fantastic day for any career pursuits. If you're looking for a job, really and truly, this whole week looks exceptional for job and career opportunities. Look for that job. Make sure when you're looking for a job, though, that your job gives you a sense of meaning and purpose in your life. Don't just take a job just to make money, because it won't be satisfying. Eventually, this is what everyone discovers when it comes to their work and their career. Now I'm looking at June 13th. And June 13th is the day that we have the Moon in Leo. It's in Purva Falguni most of the day, and it will probably change towards the end of the day. But we've got the Moon in creative Purva Falguni. And again, it is just a great, great day for you to go out and express yourself through your work. If you want to find more meaningful work, this whole week is the week for it. It is fantastic. And people are moving towards their goals much quicker these days because Mars is in Aries, and Mars is actually in the 9th house from the Moon, which gives great energy and luck. But Jupiter, Mercury, and the Sun all being in the 10th house from the Moon, this makes career prospects great. And this can also mean that you might be getting some kind of awards around the workplace. So give it your best effort and realize opportunities are coming. Now I'm looking at June 14th, and a lot has changed today because the Sun and Mercury, which are in a superior conjunction, yesterday and today they're in a superior conjunction, which means they're conjunct, but this means Mercury is moving at its fastest rate of speed, which means we can get things done. Remember, I always say that Mercury is really never combusts the Sun because it's always with the Sun. But today it's really Cassimi, and this means our mental capacity, especially with the Sun and Mercury being in Gemini, is sharp. We can think clearly, we can get things done. And another thing is the Moon has just moved into Virgo today. And the Moon being in Virgo means you can scrutinize and see things in greater detail. Things will be analyzed and you won't miss a beat. But I must say the Moon is getting close to K2, so be conscious that as the Moon aligns with K2, there can be a drop in the stock market. There can be a drop in how we feel about things, or be a change. The Moon is our feelings. Now, the Moon is still in the nakshatra Uttara Falguni, which is a nakshatra that deals with friendships. So be aware that this is a day that you can come together with friends, but it's a day not to be overly critical, but have a sharp eye to get things done. And I'm looking at the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. They're in the 10th house from the Moon. This whole week is the week to go for job and career changes. You will be a success. So that wraps up the second week of June, and just thinking about it, it looks like a fantastic week for career opportunities on all levels. So this is what we must pursue and pay attention this week. Now, if you want to learn more about me, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. You can sign up for a reading and Check out my Patreon page. It is a spiritual community that we come together, live classes every week with me. You will really enjoy it. Just check it out. I guarantee you, it's something you're going to enjoy. So go to galacticcenter.org, sign up for my free newsletter, and don't forget I'm going to be starting classes all over again, semester 1 for my university. Go to universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.